Welcome back to another match here on this channel. This one I have been looking forward to post here because this was a match between me and my brother, just a fun little get together, and I prepared two decks that I like to play and I would like to see face each other. First off here is the 5-color Gators. This deck has a deck tech video on the channel, so I will not go too much in depth here, but you see the greedy mana base of 4 Gemstone Mine, 4 City of Brass, 3 Undiscovered Paradise, and you also have 2 of the Lair Lands. You are backing that up with 4 Birds of Paradise, a Llanowar Elves, and a Felwar Stone, so you will have a lot of potential in your mana department if you're not denied that. So this deck folds to Ponza for sure. But the deck tries to win with Call of the Herd, Phyrexian Gators, and this version here is also trying to win with some Lightning Angels, just 2 of. 4 mana is a lot to ask, so I have decided 2 is plenty enough. For the control part of the deck, there's Mana Leak and Meddling Mage. And you also have ways to clear the board for your attackers with fire and swords to plowshares and 2 lightning bolts. This deck is fun to play. I would definitely recommend it if you are in the need of having some fun and maybe you're stuck on the same 2 or 3 decks. Try this one out if you do have the cards for it. It's fun. The other deck you'll see in the match is this blue and green Madness deck. This is the original one, I would say, the one that's not playing the survival package. Without survivals, you are able to go really hard on effective cards and not focus so much about your creature count, but 4 Wild Mongrels, 4 Basking Rootwallers, 4 Aquamoeba, 4 Arrogant Worms is a nice way to win the game. You can also see the 2 Wrath Worms and some Merfolk there, some Waterfront Bounces, and a Wanderer, of course. And it's backed up by Daze and Circular Logic, and you have Gush to draw into your cards. You have some more card draw in Careful Study and Frantic Search, which just combos with your Madness stuff. So this deck is sort of a callback to when it was in Type 2, I believe. But a great deck, fun deck for sure. And if you are a beginner in the format, this is a good place to start. The sideboard is pretty packed here with my newest upgrade in the Dark Thomas Crypt down in the bottom left. You cannot see it, but you can see kind of a little bit of the art and the black border. And you have your ability to side into Gilded Drake with the Waterfront Bouncer. That's a cute combo. And the mana base in this deck is as basic as it gets. I don't think you can go down on basics here and include Wastelands, but if you want to try it, you could do. I just want to make sure that I can cast my spells here. Getting into the first game here, we see the 5-color Gators on the left, played by me, and the Madness deck played by my brother on the right here. If there's anything about the setup, please let me know, but please do not comment on the glare because we tested it out and I only saw it after the recording that there's a lot of glare on the right side, so I will try to mention all the creatures that are played or permanents in general that are on the battlefield. Pausing here to say, nice hand. You have a turn 1 play, followed up by a 3 casting cost Call of the Herd, or a 2 cards played out if there's an island, and there is. But Madness on the play here. Careful Study. We're just talking about the stack and that the discard goes under the Careful Study. So yeah, this deep analysis will be in the bottom of his graveyard. And there is a lizard here. So here you can see that we actually try to see how the glare is, and down there it's perfectly fine. We can see that it's a 1/1 lizard that can pump. I play an elf here. from a forest that I find from the Windswept Heath and passes the turn. So Madness is off to a great start here. That is a nice start, but we do see his hand, which is a little bit full of nothing, so to say. Another study here. I believe we saw Gush, but no second land drop, it looks like. Circular Logic and what looks like an Arrogant Worm. And swings 1. No intention of blocking a 1/1 with a Mana Dork. But since I created the decks, I know that we have to respect the days here. And does so by playing out a Stone for 2 mana. And there it is, Meddling Mage mana. Meddling Mage. Wild Mongrel is named here. If there's another card that should be named, please let me know. But I think my Wild Mongrel is the right pick here. If he gets to play it on 2 mana. Okay, Island. So he could Gush here. Don't know if that's doing anything, but he chooses to Aquamoeba. Okay, so at least now he can play 2 mana spells that are blue, or he could play a 5 mana Gush for the return of 2 islands. He really needs his green mana, and that's the point I did in the deck showings. You need to be able to cast your spells. That's why you need a ton of colored mana here. Call to Hurt is called upon here with mana up for a days. There's a token being showed here from Euros 2024, where they handed out a bunch of tokens, and a bird is played out. There's no mass removal in the Madness deck, so might as well play a bird to be able to double spell when it's necessary. Okay, ships the turn back here. And see how much stuff you can actually deploy with only having a single forest here. The Undiscovered Paradise returns in untap step, so that you cannot activate its mana. And swing for 3 with an elephant. There is mana enough for a flashback of an elephant, but we see an apprentice being played and a cavern Leyland being deployed. That is nice. Also, having Madness not on green makes his his lizard there super awkward, because it's just a 1/1 that he got to play for free. He's thinking over there. Might as well Gush and have a land drop? Question mark. And he's not a season. Yeah, he Gushes. So returns 2 islands to Gush. Draw 2. Super powerful spell. And he does have a land drop we know of. And maybe another careful study here. He has 2 mana floating. 3 mana. No, don't know why he chose to tap the island here. He doesn't. Maybe he forgot already. And putting a blue dice for blue mana that is not spent is a trick you can do. Him playing out the island might have been too early, since if he had drawn a forest here with the study, he could play that out. But we're learning, and it's easier to see afterwards what you should have done and what you shouldn't have done. Discarding a Dacia is certainly correct with all that mana on my side of the table. And passes, and blue mana goes away. So I spoke with Kathy, or Catherine, that is the creator of the 5-color green originally back in 1997, I believe. And her point of this deck is that this is not an all-out deck. You need to keep your stuff in hand for when it's necessary. So it's like a modern tempo deck, just with worse creature packages. And that's why I'm not hesitant to just kill his stuff, even though I might have some removal in hand. Remember that this deck is 4 Swords to Plowshares, 2 Bowls, and 2 Fire Ice. But keeping up maybe a mana leak is where I was at. This was recorded back in December. I had kind of forgotten about this recording. An elephant is played here. Beautiful elephant, watercolored by Gordon from Wak Wak. Seriously beautiful, and it was handed to me through some friends who were at where was it? It was in Germany, at some old school tournament during the summer. So I've had it for half a year now. I haven't displayed it a lot on camera, but I think it looks beautiful. Tapping down Acromoeba, forcing a trade here. No, sorry, it was in his turn. Tapping down Acromoeba. And going to town. Yeah, he chooses to trade with one of the elephants. Or he blocks. Pumps. I apply First Strike, which the apprentice can also do. And he just spends 2 mana. But he forced the apprentice to be tapped, and at least that's something. 3 mana, another elephant. Yeah, now I am at the place where I just need to go full in on killing him fast before he gets to deploy anything here. I can't spot it, but if there are some wild mongrels in his hand, my meddling mage is also doing work, even though it's not attacking. And yes, he correctly took 3 damage there, going to 11, with me having a lot of power on board, 12 power. No, 13 power on board, so he needs blockers. Jamen, altså den her, den skal ligge herude, fordi at du skal discard. Ja, så skal du discard. Okay, så kan du ikke bruge de mana. Jo. So frantic, also on the stack, and then the discarding is done before it itself is put into the graveyard. From this discard, you can also put the madness stuff on the stack and then pay for it when the mana gets untapped. I think that's how it works. I know you can play madness cards with the mana that is untapped in the end of the resolution, but why you can do that, I don't know. But here is a 4/4 trampler. So he does have 2 blockers now, but I think it's game over here. Just tapping down the 4/4. No. Tapping down the 4/4. Swing for 9. And what now? Does he block and trade to hinder 3 damage? I think that's something you do if you have more creatures in hand to cast. And he does, discarding an island. and removing an elephant. But 4 more mana is equal to another elephant, 5 more mana. Now it stays secured. No, another princess, that's just as evil. Just as good. 3 mana. Call of the Herd number 3 here. Going all in now. Yeah, this is game over here. 3 elephants with 5 more mana on the field even. Being able to tap 2 creatures next turn. He is thinking about his outs. He might have some tricks up his sleeve. Another Aquamoeba. So 2 Aquamoebas that are getting tapped here. He's at 5 mana. I can just swing. Tap. Tap. I am thinking about what should I do, but it's just a swing for 12 damage, and that is it. He's showing nothing here. A worm that he weren't ready to discard and pay for, and as it looks like, and lands. So 104 the 5 colors, and now it's on to the sideboard games. Great display by the 5-colored Gators deck, or 5-color green, whatever you want to call that deck. It's not listed yet as a true deck, like a true archetype, but maybe people will pick it up because it's fun and get some results, maybe on MTGO if you're on there. And that could be nice. Now let's hope for a bit more back and forth here. We saw game 1 where Madness was locked on an island for several turns, which is not where you want to be. At least he's not locked on an island. We see forest and a small little lizard here, Baskin Rootwaller, and a fetch, and no turn 1 play here. We saw a small peek of the hand with the attack with pump. We do know that there's a stone here, so we could see that, although we also saw days, which could be problematic. Fetch, forest, definitely the most important basic to search for. That's why it's split between 3 and 1. 1 plains, 3 forests. If you are to fetch even more than that, the game has gone too long for this deck to really succeed. It can do a lot of work with few mana sources, and that's the beauty of the deck here. Kevin returns the forest and a Fellwar Stone. Does he play the days here? Does he play the days? He is considering to. Yeah, he plays the days. I think that's correct. He gives me blue and green mana, which is green is the most important. Blue is very nice for Mana League and Meddling Mage. And was open deck list, so he knows that this Fellwar Stone is a one-off, and he might as well counter it. Okay, down to 13 already. The forest is back here. Is there a removal spell? Or is it just for holding up Mana League? Hands are folded. Is this a tell that I have something up my sleeve, that I can't sit still? Maybe. Swing and impulse resolves. I wish I had shown impulse here. That's the beauty of MTGO. I will talk about MTGO in between the next 2 games, but the way that you can actually see all information that the player has while playing it's scary as a creator, but it's nice to see as a viewer. Maybe we'll see that in the future here. Wink, wink. Okay, Gemstone Mine with a huge dice here. And what then? Something needs to be played, or else this 1/1 will take down the game. An elephant, which is card advantage. 2 spells in 1 card is one of the few ways this deck can actually have some kind of card advantage. So does he swing into it? Or what is his plan here? He does have the waterfront bouncers. Those are a problem, and now I have no mana up, so he knows that it's safe to play, although I do have a ton of removal. That is not the case. A Wonder is hardcast, so a 2/2 flyer for 4 mana. At least it's a blocker, I guess, but yeah, I might as well swing here. Unless I'm... No, those 6/6 worms will be a problem in the late game, so I think I need to be a little worried about him going up with this amount of mana. Okay, so it is lightning bolted. And then I swing? Question mark. Oh, fire when he doesn't have the mana to pump it. Yeah, so here I just control the bolt. This is like Sly, maybe. Removing threats so I can get in with my 3-power elephant is not bad. But he has a lot of mana up now. So he can hardcast those 4/4s. He doesn't. A bouncer, a waterfront bouncer. Yeah, it would have been nice with the fire here. Okay, so he can basically just remove the elephants, and as far as I remember, I don't play nicely around this bouncer here. I don't respect it. Fetch, go to 9. Plains is found here with the summer stamp. We saw the island summer stamped from the Madness player. I like when tournaments actually hand out stuff that you can play with later. You see the elephant token, you see the stamped basics. I have a few more of those cards. That brings back memories from gatherings. Okay, fire is played. 1 on the bouncer, 1 to face. And notably with Mana League mana up, circular logic. So I have to pay 3. I can't. This deck doesn't play Dark Rituals. Okay, circular logic is countering the fire, and yeah, this is bad here. The bouncer can really put me in check here. Careful study. Draw 2, discard 2. Okay, puts down an Arrogant Worm, which he will play, of course, for 3 mana, 4/4. And then what? Ships the turn back. Okay, playing down the Undiscovered Paradise. Moving around my lands there suggests that I might have another land in hand. I don't remember 2 months back, but might have. The elephant is returned to hand, aka exiled. It's a token, so it cannot be in my hand, so it's just removed. Swings for 5. Oh, sorry. No, no. Maybe I. Yeah, this is game. I cannot get back from this. My plan was elephants here, and he could just remove them, and I didn't find the right removal for his bouncer. If you are playing MTGO or Magic the Gathering online and are using a rental service, or if you want to do that, I have a link in the description for a referral and a coupon code which makes you get 30% off on your next subscription. So consider that, and onto the video. On to game 3 here. I just want to say that this will be, or probably will be, my longest video on the channel. It wasn't on purpose, but this game 3 just goes long, and it's a hell of a nail biter until the last turn. So stick around here and enjoy some nice Magic the Gathering with 2 decks fighting on like a fair axis. Engineered Plague from the sideboard is nice here. There are several types I can name. Maybe Merfolk, if the looters will be a problem. We saw the looter in his hand from the start, but yeah, the Engineered Plague in this kind of matchup is tricky because you need to use it at least or at minimum as a removal spell. So you need to see what you want to kill in play before you just fire it off, or else they can just play around it. And discarding their cards to maybe a Wild Mongrel, getting some mana out of it. City of Brass is difficult here for me to do anything about. I believe I have taken the right amount of damage here, but 2 cities is tough. And again, why did I play down this elephant into a now active bouncer? Frantic Search on the stack. Draw to discard 2, untap 3 lands. A super powerful spell if you have stuff to play. He's at 3 islands, so clearly telling that he don't have the green mana yet. But he could still have something. Another one. Digging deep. Digging very, very deep. Finding circular logic at least. If there are any great Madness players out there, please drop some knowledge about what was done wrong here in this match, and also, very importantly, drop some comments about what was played correctly, so that we can actually become better pilots. The Madness deck is fun, but there are some tricks that you need to be aware of. And I would like to know more about the archetype, even though I'm not the one playing it right here. Okay, so basic land is nice with these 2 City of Brass. Swing for 3 might as well be returned to hand. No. Didn't return to hand. That's interesting. Maybe he's just keeping up circular logic. So he needs to return at the same time that he wants to use the circular logic. Found the green mana, and here is the Wild Mongrel, one of the best 2-drops in the game if you build around it. If you don't, it's just a 2-drop that can sometimes pump itself for a ton of resources, like a card in hand that's played as like a free uncounterable spell that gives +1/+1 seems bad. But when you play it in Madness, or you play it in some deck that can actually take advantage of you having specific cards in graveyard, it's quite good. And with a gush effect, you can pump a ton of mana into the card for lethal. Okay, Circular Logic on Fire Ice, while also removing the elephant. So I think, yeah, trading 3 mana for doing this trick is nice, because at least my guards were down. 3 mana for an Angelic Plague. Okay. That's nice. And Gush is... No, sorry. Not Gush. I do have mana if he tries to counter here. There I was just looking up creature typings, but Merfolk it is. Engineered Plague is a good card. It can be played against a ton of decks. People often assume that it's only against elves. If you play against a deck that has some important 1-toughness creatures, Hermit, Druid maybe, or Birds of Paradise, or yeah, whatever, you can also play it against this deck, for example. It's strong. If you put down an enchantment for 3 mana and put it on listed, you have effectively put out 4 cards from the deck. And if those are in hand or in play, you have done some nice work here. Gosh. And an island. And an attack. Okay, just for 2. Untaps and draw. And Apprentice. This can stall the game if it doesn't apply more pressure. Like, with more pressure, I mean more creatures. This can actually also do the same thing, just twice as effective, because there are 2 now. Dropping the knowledge here and having the birds to pay is nice. Okay, speaking about lizards before, here is a 1/1 at end of turn. And putting down a forest. Swings with the whole shebams. Discarding for Aquamoeba for 3 power instead of 1, like switching the power and toughness and pumping the Root Waller. That's 8 damage. So half his life total, or my life total, I should say. So this is looking tricky, although now I have 2 online apprentices. He can still hit me for 6. Lightning Angel. That's nice. 3/4, flying, haste, vigilance for 4 mana is neat, and the 4 toughness. Toughness is huge here. I can block whatever except the Wild Mongol, but that one I can tap. Taking 1 damage to tap it this turn, but I think playing down this angel is buying a lot of time for me here. This angel was actually given to me by a follower, a subscriber, and I appreciate it. I appreciate when I can give to the community and vice versa. I like trading with you guys, and I like just being a part of the community is nice. Okay, deep and deep analysis. I need to at least try to correct myself when I call that card. And what now? Yeah, so I need to tap down his mongrel before he goes to attack, because now I can just trade. He can swing with the full team. Yeah, and he does. Blocking Aquamoeba, because the other ones he needs to pump. So he takes me down by 4, so I'm at 2 now. And pointing at the Aquamoeba, that's dead. And yeah, now the game looks more difficult for him. Like, how does he get in the last 2 points of damage when... Yeah, I can keep attacking here because Vigilance is so nice, and flying right over his creatures is neat. Tapping down Wild Mongrel and one of the other... Okay, he plays down a third one here. I do have 2 cards in hand. Mana Leak. Mana Leak on the Root Waller. A lot of things happening right now. He paid for the Mana Leak. And he somehow moved to attackers, but I'm sure that I would like to tap down some stuff. Days. Paying 1. Oh right, he was not in his turn yet. And the Root Waller is gone. Now a ton of mana for the pump effects, but I am able to tap down one of his creatures. And another one going to 1. And he can swing with a 1/1 here. I can just block it with an angel. So, not a good plan. Yeah, this is not looking good, but it's... Yeah, this is mid-range in a nutshell. It's a race to the bottom and hoping that you won't be going to the bottom first. 1 life, 8 life. He has 3 turns left to do something, or he could just play Wonder, which just blocks, and then he can fly over my stuff. Okay. Drew something. And looking at the board state, counting the mana, the City of Brass doesn't do anything here at 1 mana, or 1 life, sorry. So goes to attack, swings for 3. He doesn't block. That's weird. He could have blocked with the Wanderer. Tap 1 thing. Tap another thing. Probably just a 1/1, which can be problematic. Yep, they are all lethal, so there will be a bird going down here, it looks like. Just chump blocking if he offers the opportunity. Don't know if he wants to, because he loses a creature as well. Yeah, just saying that I have City of Brass mana. I cannot use City of Brass. Aquamoeba. So he goes even wider here. And that's a problem for this deck. That's why sometimes you can beat goblins, sometimes you can't. If you can't answer a lackey, this game is, or this 5-color Gators is toast. But if you do answer lackey, you do have a fighting chance. But it's rough when they have 5 creatures available, as Madness player does here. Okay, thinking about it, and tries to mana leak the Aquamoeba here. And Daze is played, and I can't answer that because I only have City of Brass mana, so it's not countered. So on the backswing, he will have the game, and drawing a card here, seeing something. Counting. One mana of anything, 4 mana. Angel number 2. So 2 angels will be 6 damage, but he does have the wonder. No, they shouldn't attack. Swing with 2 3/4s. And he's a 2. And City of Brass mana on the stack. And what could it be? It's a lightning bolt with City of Brass trigger on the stack at 1 life. This was not staged. This was a hell of a match, ending in a hell of a way. Please let me know if there's any decks you want to see in the future here. And that's it for this video. Bye.